show. Got the South overflow, yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rich Bulletins Uncut. I have my lovely co-host here, Miss Erica.
Hey, y'all.
And my lovely guest, Jane.
Hello.
Yes. We got Miss
Coppa Momma, aka a whole lot.
Yeah.
What's that name one more time? Tell me your name one more time, girl.
Jane Gotti, Coppa Momma, Femi God.
Hello.
Period. Who? And of course, we have myself, ArionMonay, as the host. Let's welcome Jane Gotti to Rich Bulletins Uncut.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
Hey, boo, how are you? I'm loving this red hair.
Thank you. This is my winter look. I'm usually a blondie. You know, my locks are blonde, so I'm always blonde. But in the wintertime, I be feeling this red.
Okay. Well, we got some over here, so we stay blonde.
I know that's right. I can't. I love it. That's my go-to. But I love colors. I gotta hit every color: pink, blue, purple.
Yeah.
And then have my eyebrows matching.
Period. Everything looks beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here with you guys.
Thank you.
We are happy to have you today at Rich Bulletins Uncut, honey.
Definitely appreciate
So,
it.
Miss Jane,
Yes,
where you
ma'am.
from?
Baltimore City, born and raised. I pronounce the T. Baltimore.
Be more careful.
Yep.
Okay. You better.
Yeah.
You better. You know.
Well, we want to thank you for coming to Rich Bulletins Uncut.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about Jane and her entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I do copper jewelry, holistic jewelry, crystals. I also have a makeup line. I started off doing music or whatever, but as far as entrepreneurship, I'm doing makeup, a lot of natural, like I do shea butter. I do a shea butter, a pain cream, some hair stuff or whatever. So between that and the makeup, I had to go with the makeup. That's something that I wanted to do, but it's like music. You got to put a lot of money behind it.
Yes.
Or whatever.
Yes.
So
Yes. She knows all about
between that and the jewelry, that's what I'm doing.
With me, I'm a star. Brand new keys to car. I'm the boss and the king and the czar. Got me so high, so addicted. Telling me I'm the only queen of his heart. Guess I let you co-star. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they paid to see a show, got the South overflow, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no. Raise a toast to the goat, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Got the South overflow, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no. Raise a toast to the goat, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma be the best. You can bet I got the recipe. Mastermind, creator of this high vibe energy. Only so quit testing me. Lot of commas in the bank, I'm a provider. Tell the amateurs stay in they lane, ain't no outsider. Bought a mansion in LA, right next to Mariah. Write a song, get filthy paid, price going high, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they paid to see a show, got the South overflow, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no. With me, I'm a star. Brand new keys to car. I'm the boss and the king and the czar. Got me so high, so addicted. Telling me I'm the only queen of his heart. Guess I let you co-star. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they paid to see a show, got the South overflow, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no. Raise a toast to the goat, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Got the South overflow, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no. Raise a toast to the goat, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma be the best. You can bet I got the recipe. Mastermind, creator of this high vibe energy. So quit testing like I'm a provider. Tell the amateurs stay in their lane, ain't no outsider. Bought a mansion in LA, right next to Mariah. Write a song, get filthy paid, price going high. Yeah, I gotta do it.
That is awesome.
Okay.
So when did you start your spiritual journey?
I started when I left Baltimore. Just to be honest, I did. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you. The disconnect gave me a reconnection. I disconnected from religion, and I stepped out on faith, and just got all the way connected to just the natural, the stuff that the stuff that was coming natural. The downloads started coming differently, or whatever.
Right.
So I jumped there, and I got into the crystals. I don't even know how. It was just I was looking up some healing stuff.
Unk life.
It's on me.
Yes.
Finally got it
Yes.
on me. But yeah, once I separated from here, I went on a whole different journey, and then after that, it was really no return.
That's awesome. That is great to hear. And since we brought up the Ankh, tell us about the Ankh. Tell us what's your interpretation of the Ankh.
So my interpretation is, I was just talking about it recently. It's more of a feminine type of the feminine, the original cross, the femininity of the god, the woman, and they made it kind of the male phallic to take away, if that makes sense. The male phallic, that's where the cross, the regular cross came in. So I look at it as the universe, the God, the original, because I feel like the Ankh is the oldest before the cross. You get to the hieroglyphics and all of that. That's been around longer than They just had to take it away. I keep on saying a woman is God, and the oldest. I was about to say the oldest bones you gonna dig up is a female. It is what it is, or whatever. So when I get to talking like that, some people look at me crazy. Well, men look at me crazy. Then a lot of men have a full understanding of that's where they come from. It's the phallic. It's the phallic of the woman. Like they made the regular cross into the male phallic, so you got it straight up and down or whatever. But the top is this, that's the ovary, that's the curve, that's all of us.
Yep. And that's super important too, because they're trying to take away femininity.
The thing is, the funny thing is they're trying to take the femininity away from women and give it to men. Because they want to I always have a problem saying that word, demasculate, emasculating our men. Or whatever, and that's what they prefer, because
emasculating the woman,
and that's what they would really prefer. They prefer to keep us divided or whatever. And as long as we are divided and independent, like I don't want to be independent. Being independent is something that's forced or whatever, because it's just forced. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because how they say you don't hear about an independent white woman or independent Asian woman, or independent Hispanic woman. You just hear independent black woman or whatever. They want to keep it separated because of the power that we hold. Yeah, just because of the power that we hold. Because as a unit, we work well together. We build nations. We build these nations. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. So as long as they keep that out of the loop or whatever, and have us brainwashed, we'll never know. But we waking up slowly but surely.
Exactly. But what I was trying to say was,
Slowly
and I realized that I was about to butt in, but what I was going to say was, we built all of the nation. Okay? All of them. That's why they call it Mother Nature.
You don't hear them talking about no Father Nature, nothing. Father Nature won't even sound right.
They don't have no ring to it or nothing. And I always tell my guys, like, I'm not trying to take away from you, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, because everybody has their purpose. Just have an understanding. If we had a more of an understanding of the female standpoint, the men would be way further.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Period. Period.
Yeah. Period. On period. On period.
His period is the color of the red.
I love that.
Well, everything's built on us.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people, I tell others, like, everything originated
Yep.
from us or whatever. Like, we talk about white people, they're degenerate, which basically, I'm not getting out on anybody, whatever, but the truth is the truth. And they're just a degenerate version of the black person. They wasn't able to have pigment, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. The sun kills them or whatever. They're a degenerate version of the aboriginal black person. Even Asians, Hispanics, or whatever, like, just like y'all was just infiltrated or whatever to become lighter, you know what I'm saying, to become lighter. It is what it is. And they, they be having issues when they get those fake ass what you call it, genealogies or whatever. Some of them be fake. I know a few of them that actually are real. They be so devastated when they find out they got black in them. But what did you think? You melanated. What else can melanate you but brown and black? Like, what the fuck? My bad.
You're right. That's right. So, I see that you be at the flea market. Tell us about that.
So I have a store in Joppatown Flea Market in Joppatown, Maryland. It's Harford County. I opened September 1st, September 5th. And it was, it was cool. It was different for me because I was always on the table. I would put my stuff up on the table, display my stuff, and keep it moving. But to actually be in my own store, that was really different. And you know how they say, when you're doing the right things, you'll be gifted. Like, it'll come to you. Like, I didn't have carpet in there. I had a few tables. I work with the art because I paint. Well, I'm an artist all around. So I took my paintings out there, put them on the wall.
Addicted, telling me I'm the only queen, it was hard. Guess I let you co-star. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they paid to see a show, got the sauce overflow, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no, raise a toast to the goat, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Got the sauce overflow, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no, raise a toast to the goat, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma be the best. You can bet I got the recipe. Mastermind, creator of this high vibe energy. Quit testing me. Lot of commas in the bank, I'm a provider. Tell the amateurs stay in they lane, ain't no outsider. Bought a mansion in LA, right next to Mariah. Write a song, get filthy paid, price going high, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'm
whatever, because I was just building on what I had. And then it was like I said, I didn't have any carpet in the store. And then it's like all of a sudden gifts start coming. So like the workers that were in a market or whatever, they're building up and they go to different buildings. And I came to open my store and it was carpet sitting outside my store. And I'm like, where this come from? Or whatever. And they was like, well, we was at this one spot and I figured, it kind of go with your theme. It kind of look copper or whatever. So I was like, okay, that's what's up. I laid the carpet down and made it so homey. And then he brought in another piece of carpet to give it another look. And then I wound up with a jewelry casing or whatever, so I can put my jewelry display in there, my jewelry and everything in there. So now the store looks wonderful. And, being a single mom, it was kind of hard trying to put it together or whatever. So, that's just, just let me know that I'm on the right path. I'm doing the right thing.
Absolutely. And I know what that feel like because, like I said on another show, I started my business off with $500. I only had $500, and I started my business with $500. But that was 2008,
right?
When I first started. So
you can't do it in 2022.
Better be selling some crack. You ain't gonna make much of it. I don't find honey.
Listen, like you said, that single parent. I was a single parent, and I was standing in my room one day, and I was just praying. I was like, God, what else can I do? I know I'm a nurse. I'm successful, but I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired. Nursing is very draining. It's hard work, and if you're a dedicated person, It's a lot.
It's a lot because you
with
put
that
your
being
heart and everything into it. It's like, you know, you put you into it. Especially if that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you feel like, you know, you're supposed to be a humanitarian and help people. It's kind of hard just to walk away from it once your heart's in it. It really is. And then being a parent, you're like, okay, that could be a child or whatever. It's an understanding. It's a deeper understanding. But it is hard. I commend every nurse and doctor, especially going through 2020 or whatever, the pandemic. Were you still you still a nurse now?
Well, I don't use my license. I can't. My health issues will not allow me to do that anymore.
Understood.
So
were you still doing it around 2020 during the pandemic?
No.
Okay. Well, that was a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. I kind of thank God for it because I wouldn't have been able to handle seeing all those people. Even though I did hospice nursing before twice in my career, but I don't think I could have handled that because I'm older now.
They were dropping like flies. They're dropping like flies.
And being as though I'm older now, I don't have that tough skin no more. It's still tough, but it ain't tough.
Well, you can just watch the patient die and go to the next room and just take their fluids and just give it to somebody else.
Right.
Yeah. I'm glad we survived.
So So, you know, with that being said, I just, like I said, I started my business with 500 and then we grew from a cleaning service to a concierge business in 2011. Meanwhile, all of that time I was still doing nursing. I stopped nursing in 2016.
Okay.
Stopped doing nursing. It was 2016. It was 2016. Yeah. So I was doing both. I was juggling all of those years from the age of 21 all the way until, I didn't have my own business till 2008. So I'm sorry. But I've been juggling my whole life is what I'm saying with these 3 kids.
Understood.
So I totally can relate to that. I totally can relate to starting all the way from the bottom. Like you said, no carpet, nothing on the walls. So I totally commend you for to keep going because you could have been like, oh man, I don't got no carpet. I don't have nothing on the walls. I don't have the money for it. What am I going to do? You could have gave up.
Absolutely.
And you
but
didn't.
One thing for certain, 2 things for sure. I'm a goddamn hustler. So
get it, girl.
So to put it into legal, something legal, like okay, like we know how to make something out of nothing, you know what I'm saying? And just us as color people, just period. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I don't come from the silver spoon, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Like I can say I really got it from the mud. It wasn't handed to me, and everything that was given to me was definitely a blessing. I worked hard for everything that I got, but the hustle mentality, you can't take that shit away. It's either you got it or you don't.
Or you don't.
Ain't no in between.
It's either you got it or you don't.
Yeah, ain't no in between.
It ain't.
A lot of people think they got it until they try. And be like, nah, that ain't true. Just, it's okay. It's like, it's a position for everybody. Everybody's not a boss. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not a worker. And I knew at a young age, I just wasn't a worker. I never really wanted to work for somebody. I was just a rebellious, like, I'm a boss. I felt like I was a boss when I was working at McDonald's. Like, look, I'm running this shit.
Everybody has the boss in them. Everybody has the boss in them. It's just you got to tap in. If you don't tap into your niche, then you know what I'm saying, you won't grow. You're gonna stay right there. You know,
you'll tap out.
So like I said, I commend you for sticking in there for yourself and your children. You know, so I salute. I think
at some point, it's like you were saying, for your kids or whatever. It's like sometimes I know it's snapping. Like you really don't have a choice. Like you got to choose between making a life for them or making it hard for yourself and training them to work as hard as we don't want to work. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does make sense. And like, I said on another show, I had her with me cleaning baseboards, 7, 8 years old. You're going to learn today.
Free child labor.
You're going to learn today. But I wanted them to see that, you can work for yourself. Yep. It wasn't about the dollar. It was about leaving a legacy. And I did it already at 49.
Absolutely.
They inherited They have inherited businesses from me. My name ain't on nothing.
I have a 13-year-old and a 2-year-old or whatever. They be 14 and 3 in February. And like to my oldest, I tell them, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like entrepreneurship is really your only option. I'm not going to teach you nothing else. I'm not going to teach you to go out here and work a 9 to 5. Like, of course, you know, if that's your bridge, you know, sometimes it gotta be the bridge to get you through, but that's not your final destination or whatever. So I make that clear because I can't hand you and pass you a 401k. That legacy I can't leave. I may not get it by the time I turn 70. And then what you got? And then I got this mortgage, and I'm still paying on when I'm 70 or whatever. I can't pass you the house. There's no legacy. I'm not leaving any legacy or whatever. So it's like I grind hard now, so it make it easier for me and my kids later on.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's absolutely. I don't have children yet, but that's what I'm doing. That's my main focus. When I do become a mom, my children are gonna already.
Yeah, it's already now. From 7.
Yeah, but my children, they gonna learn like how I had to learn. They gonna eat the noodles every now and again.
Well, you know what I will say is that when you get at a certain level, you be trying to spoil them, and then you recognize that they spoil, and like they really need to learn how to work for everything. I be having to remind myself with my son.
I had spoiled friends. I'm talking about rich friends. Their parents they dig up dinosaur bones and all of that. And I done seen that selfishness. Like I done seen them fighting over stupid stuff. I'm talking about with their siblings. No, this is my phone. Don't you touch my phone. Trying
that
to kill each
dumbass
other over
entitlement.
Yeah. So my children, they going know like this is where we come from. This is where we come from. Yes, you have accessibility to this,
it's a privilege.
but it's not. Yeah, it's a privilege. You don't get the chance to even think like, oh, I'm better than the next person or whatever. No, this is where you come from. This is where you come from.
And we're going to go downtown and feed the homeless. And we're going to get them pillows and blankets.
Right.
Because that's what real people do.
And rise you past there because it's all of a choice that you can make the wrong choice and you be right there.
I tell my generation, I'm 24, I tell my generation, it's harder to go to where you're going, but it's so much easier to go where you just came from.
Oh, yeah. Very.
So much easier. So I make sure that I apply that pressure. Slow feet don't eat. So my children, they going to know, like, if you don't do this, you're not going to get this type of result.
Mm-hmm. And we said that first on Rich Bulletins Uncut.
I know that's right.
Slow feet don't eat, because I seen a business here in Houston trying to take clout for that. Okay, I ain't gonna put their name out. They real known in Houston, and everybody in Houston talking about slow feet don't eat. It's hard. That's hard. You've been watching my podcast,
and didn't even subscribe. Subscribe.
I
mean, they real big time in the public eye. Everybody goes there when they come here.
Yeah, they fly from another state to come eat that at this
place. But they saying slow feet don't eat now.
Y'all wasn't worried about no feet being slow.
They don't say that in Texas, in Houston. They don't even have I know Houstonians, but they don't say it. But anyway.
They don't even have no sleep other than you come on vacation and you leave on probation.
Oh, shit.
And don't mess with tech.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, that's their slogans. Y'all ain't got no fun.
That sounds like a struggle. Okay. Come back on probation. I don't need that in my life.
Yeah, my friends that come from out of town, I be telling them like, y'all don't know the slogan? Y'all don't know the slogan?
Don't want no problem.
But yeah, so, entrepreneurship, this is another thing that I was saying to someone earlier today about entrepreneurship. Like, we're not teaching our children not to just go to college. There's nothing wrong with getting paper. I got paper too.
Me
paper.
too.
We got paper, okay? But it's somewhere collecting dust, right?
And getting eaten by paper bugs.
Yeah.
So
it has to make a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like I got my associate's degree. Like, okay, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? But like, okay, but now I have like a holistic counseling degree. Like, I'm a certified spiritual coach. Like, that shit makes more sense to me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and that's what I was trying to say. We sending out 18, 17-year-olds because she graduated early. 17-year-olds out here to get in debt.
And that's all it really did. Because I dropped out. I dropped out in another course, and I'm like, okay, because I'm here to do Cisco and networking. Why the fuck I gotta take this accounting class? I'm very good at math. These questions are not going to help me put this computer together and all these chips and everything together. It's not going to help me. So why do I got to stress my brain about this? It's like this class isn't necessary. It's not necessary. Let me just get right to it.
And in America, it's about making that money.
That's all.
It's about making that money.
That is all. You made me sit 12 years through some bullshit that didn't help me later. Definitely trying to figure out. I'll be trying, and it'd be hard trying to tell the kids, like, okay, yeah, world history ain't going to help you get nowhere, but I need you to pass it. That shit sounds stupid.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm telling myself, like, I know it sounds stupid. Like, this shit is not going to help you in life. They're not teaching us our history. They give us a little bit of our history. I said, but the best way I could tell him is that learn their history and then have an understanding that our history is underneath of it and they built it on us. That's the best way I can tell them how to pass the goddamn class and get the fuck on.
Come on, Jane.
Because it really ain't necessary. That's just reality of it.
Come on.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's
the real.
And like I heard Dame Dad say the other day, this is basically just setting us up, for institution or whatever. From school to another school to jail. That's it.
That's it. Bottom line.
That is all.
Bottom line. When you go away to college, you sleeping on a little teeny cot in a room with somebody else.
Yep.
Like jail.
Yep.
Okay? People still stealing from you. Yep. People raping in college. People coming up on the campus shooting up people.
You got curfew.
You got a curfew.
Yeah. And then another thing too that people don't look at is like, yeah, you going to college. Yes, you're learning what you need to learn. But a person that did not go to college, didn't even pass the 6th grade.
No, wait more than you do.
The person that's interviewing you, you got the degree.
Yep.
They're asking you, so why should we hire you? Like, wait a minute.
Hey, remind me, I was listening to College Dropout. And I don't know if you remember that skit when he was talking about, I got my degrees, I got my such and such degree, and my other degree, and when I die, I'll just have my degrees, because that's what my father had. He had his degrees. And I was like, that shit didn't make no motherfucking sense. Like, he was really, like, telling us, like, you got all these degrees, and you gonna die with them, and you ain't had shit. You homeless with your degrees.
Yeah.
It gotta make some type of sense.
Because, when you do have a resume and you go apply for these jobs and you got the degrees and all of the education and all of the experience, sometimes they just go ahead and hire somebody that's less than what you have so they don't have to pay you.
Yeah, because now you're overqualified. Now you can't get no job. You're overqualified or underqualified because you don't have the experience, but you got all the knowledge, but not the experience.
Yep.
Be lying like a motherfucker on that resume. Like, look, I did it. They're gonna be sure to train you anyway. Gonna train you in a goddamn way. Like, shit, that's what the training course is. That's what that's about.
Absolutely. So, I'm just grateful that I do have both, because it built my character, but for her and her children, I think she's going to raise them differently.
Cool.
Oh yeah, they definitely going to be raised differently.
Cool.
Because first and foremost, since we are here with a spiritual coach, I'm a Taurus. I'm an earth sign. Mm-hmm. So everything I do is about teaching and nurturing. And my children, they are going to be taught so many different things than the things that I necessarily did not know. Like my mom, she's a prime example. If they had a poll of who the best mother in the world, she would be the first one.
I know that's right.
Of all of the stuff that my mom has done for her family and the people outside of her family. Like my mom has raised other people's children while she was 14 and they was the same age as my mother. But my mom is feeding them, clothing them. They going to school with my mother teaching them, helping them with homework, the same. And she is the same age as them. So I have seen my mom transform people into being better humans. And even when she was a nurse, I have seen her do that as well.
That's a
So
true
my
humanitarian.
children,
That's a humanitarian spirit. At a young age,
Thank you.
definitely at a young age, that's exactly what it is. And you wind up carrying it on with you till you get older, and then you find out not only are you healing people your age, you're healing people that's older than you, that's way older than you, and then they like next thing you know they coming to you for everything. You got 60 and 70-year-old like you sitting there having a conversation that is also as the humanitarian. Just sound like she got an old spirit in her anyway.
Yep. Well, hold on. So for me, I think that's why I opened up my concierge business. I because like you said, everybody comes to me, literally to this day.
Mhm.
People come to me for everything, and sometimes I cry about it because I'm
It's
tired.
overwhelming. It's overwhelming. And what I will
But
say
I
on
don't want to say no.
let me tell you, especially if
I know.
I'm putting on that spiritual coach hat. You gotta say no. You gotta start saying no and knowing when to say yeah, because you'll be so drained, of saying yes to everybody, and then you could need the smallest yes and get a no, and it'll kind of break you down to like you don't want to service anybody, and that's not where you want to be, because you're in a business of service anyway. And when you're serving, that's when you get all your blessings. It's like, you may not have known it. It's just like that's just something that's on your heart that you wanted to do. And all your blessings are coming from serving other people. But you can't serve everybody. Everybody is not on your plate for you to serve. Everybody's not going to take your energy and your knowledge well and do what they're supposed to do. So everybody doesn't get a yes. You need to use your discernment in those yeses. That's shit I had to learn. I'm still learning, trying to give everybody the yes.
I'm learning now.
And if you want to tell them no, and if only way I would say yes is if money was involved, because it's got to be worth the time. A lot of times we go here, we service at no price, or whatever, because it's people that we love. But sometimes you got to turn that price tag on, so you won't feel like, okay, I'm just doing this and doing this and doing this. It's like, and I'm not getting too much out of it, or I didn't really want to do it, but hey, I got $150 out of serving that. You know what I'm saying? It gotta make decent or whatever. But if it's overwhelming and it's draining and they got you like you don't want to do it anymore, it's the people that you're serving.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
Everybody don't deserve to have your energy and be in within your energy or whatever. So like I was talking about it earlier, like people didn't want this conversation to happen. It was just going, I had to go and pray. I had to go pray for a good connection. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. I was like, because whatever needs to be said, it's gonna get said.
Yes, because this needed to happen. This is divine.
Okay.
It's divine.
Absolutely.
It is definitely divine. Definitely.
And since we circling back around the block, Miss Erica, because you took me all the way somewhere else.
But that's where conversations go. They be like this.
No. You drove the car somewhere else.
It be in all the lanes. You drove the car somewhere else. She said, hold on real quick.
But my children, they gonna learn completely different from the way that I learn things in life. And the reason why I'm so close to my mom is because I have seen her grow all of these people. She created her own little tribe of people, me and my brothers. My brothers and I. But she created her own little tribe of people, and I have seen her be a single mom. I have seen her be a wife. I've seen her be a girlfriend. I've seen her be a fiance. So I done learned different parts of my mom because she's a woman and she's my mother. So for her to play all of those different roles and still had to be a single mom at the end of all of that, she was still able to raise her only girl and show me that, yes, you're going to grow out this girl phase, but eventually you're going to become a lady. And then once you become a lady, you're going to become a woman.
Right.
So now that I'm in my lady womanhood, because I'm about to transition.
Yeah, you about to be 25. That's a transition.
Yeah. So I'm about to transition my womanhood, and I am ecstatic to have had a great example like my mom. Don't you start crying.
I
She
ain't
cry
crying.
on every show.
I ain't crying today. I'm not crying. I got this strong lady sitting right here looking at me. I ain't crying.
Hey, look, let me tell you,
No
them
crying.
tears ain't nothing wrong with them tears. Y'all gonna catch me on one of them TikToks, just giving it up one day.
You can come back on here and cry if you want to.
I'm
Yeah.
You
telling
come
you.
back on here and cry, baby.
Hey, I'm
I
with
carry
it, 'cause,
myself with
people
a lot
need to see that. People need to like I be balling. I just don't think I'm strong, but I don't want to be. I posted that one. Telling God like you one of my best soldiers, and I'm like, she was like, I'm tired of being a motherfucking soldier. Like I'm out here fighting for my goddamn life. Like I don't want to be one of them soldiers for 20. Like look, 2023.
Like, why I got best?
I don't want to be the soldier.
We was talking about that on one of our shows too.
Why I got to be the best? We can't find some other people. PTO prepare for other people because I'm ready.
Because you
Prepare
chose
for other
me,
people, yeah.
you chose me. These other people choosing me. And when you chose, he chose me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm this, I'm that. People come to me for everything, whoop-de-whoop, until everybody start coming to me like, pause. Like, give me a chance.
Yeah.
Give me a chance.
Yes. Sometimes you don't even pay for yourself. And he pull up with people like, I got some people for you. No. I'm on break.
I'm not ready.
I'm on break.
I'm not ready.
I'm on break. Sorry. Leave me alone. I'm on break.
It's so hard to be on break.
You was about to say something, but we cut her off.
Oh, the only thing I was going to say is that, what was I going to say?
You were saying something about me, and then you said something.
Oh, I was just saying the way that I carry myself is because of my mom.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for the accolades.
And people be like, I don't understand why y'all so close. Y'all don't understand that not only is she my mom, she has helped me like do so much stuff. Like even when I have women questions like, Mom, why his thing look like that? It ain't right. My mother be like, Arion, he got this and this. And I'll be like, he need to see the dark. So.
And that's a good relationship to have, because a lot of people don't have a type of relationship to have those type of conversations with their parents, or whatever. Like I'm definitely one of those type of people that couldn't have those type of conversations. You know what I'm saying? So some things I just missed out on learning, or I had to figure it out myself, or just just become an adult, just not knowing. You know what I'm saying? Of like shit. I told my ex, I was like, I never knew how to be a girlfriend. I wasn't taught how to be one. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. That wasn't the agenda for me. You know what I'm saying? I was a tomboy. I was still interested in girls or whatever. As far as being a girlfriend, I didn't know how to be one or whatever.
Right.
And even though like now I didn't know how to be one, I know how to be a wife. Even though I haven't been one, but I know how to be one. I guess never knowing how to be a girlfriend, it kind of put me in an aspect where I need to learn something or whatever. I know I'm a nurturer. My grandmother always told me, well, you can cook real good. You can have a good husband. I was like, I think you want more than a good meal. You know what I'm saying? Like a little bit of substance behind the good meal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Or whatever. So that's definitely a gift to have, but everybody don't get it. I got it late.
They sure don't.
And I taught that girl everything. So when she get that husband, listen,
he gonna be stuck like Chuck. Okay.
He gonna be stuck.
Stuck like Chuck. I like that.
But when she was saying about how close we are, and like how she if somebody sent her a dick pic, she come and bring it to me. She be like, "My dude, he got HPV?" Real quick. Because I know what it looks like. I'm a nerd.
Oh, okay. Let me find out. I'm have to send you something right now.
Around the rim of the... What you say?
What did it look like, Erica?
Yeah. It's little fine bumps around the rim of their head. Around that
Okay.
mushroom.
I think I seen that back in the day. Like
Little
I
fine
seen that
bumps.
back in the day. Like, what's
But
that?
she'll come to me. She's like, "Mom, no disrespect, but let me know before
I need your medical opinion, ma'am. Like, real quick.
Okay.
And another way you can find out, I know this is off the subject, but another way you can find out is you put some vinegar on there. All of them will show up. All the white bumps.
Oh,
Yes,
oh.
ma'am.
Oh, well, you know,
And
I prefer to inspect.
Really
The vinegar.
Like
Yes.
I like
Yes.
to inspect
You can't
anyway.
play around with your life like that because it's skin to skin contact.
Absolutely.
It's skin to skin contact.
Absolutely.
So anyway,
A lot of them, they be
But-
the ones that know they got something. They be trying to hit you in the dark. Be like, nope. Let me see that.
let me see.
Yeah, this ain't
You know
look, this
everything.
ain't no ass shit. This ain't no ass. You ain't got eczema.
Period.
Eczema grows away. So, you know.
I know better.
Off the chain.
But
So go ahead.
outside of the, you know, the body fluids exchanges and stuff.
And
Outside
the
of
skin
that,
to skin.
yeah. I do come to my mom about regular life stuff because I be having a hard time with life. I be like, Mom, being an adult is real ghetto. And like, why this don't add up? Why this do this? And why da, da, da? Because I like to plan everything. So if something does not go right or it's not matching right, I be like, Mom, why does not? What's going on here? And she be like, Arion, this is this is this, and this is why. And I be like, I don't get it. Can you explain it another way? Come on.
But what they say, put it in hooked on phonics terms. Let me understand.
Yeah, listen, I know. Listen, I know how to fix some stuff. You hear me?
I know,
She'd be
right.
like, "Man, how did you make it all these years? Like seriously?" And I'd be like, "Girl, come on, tell me what's the problem? Because I'm gonna find you a resolution like this,
Like for instance,
like that."
Like for instance,
She'd be like, "Man, you is God." She always say that.
Okay, 'cause that's
Yeah,
what
like-
we are in the flesh.
yep, we definitely are.
And that's
She said,
another brand of mine is a femigod. Because I mean I put the femi on there or whatever because I know they have the female gods, but for some reason when you say god they put it in the male aspect. So I came up with femigod, more of a brand, and then also for females, it's probably going to wind up turning into an occult, and people know the difference between a cult and occult.
Okay, well, can you tell us?
Yeah,
real quick?
yeah. So I'll start with the bad one. So the cults, the cults are the ones, they sacrificing people or whatever for whatever is. A lot of times it don't even be religion; it just be a purpose or whatever. So they're sitting there dying and sacrificing people, or whatever. That's what a cult is. When you're bringing in people and brainwashing them. When you're talking about a cult, OCCULT, it's basically a hidden knowledge. It's, how they talk about the Masons or whatever, like they carry that knowledge or whatever. There's a lot of hidden knowledge out here that people are not ready to tap into, or when it comes to the feminine or whatever, they want to tap into it, but they don't know where to go or whatever. So that's why I said it more than likely is going to become a cult. Because basically just giving feminine knowledge, not saying that men can't come in or whatever, but when they come in, they have the understanding that y'all come to protect. That's what y'all coming to do. Y'all coming to protect this knowledge of these women or whatever, and the power that they hold. That's what y'all here for.
Right.
If you don't want to be a part of it, then fine. Because I've had guys ask, what can guys be a part of it? Of course. I'm not saying it's just for females, but understand your place. You know what I'm saying? Like, divine. This is a divine female in her God standpoint, because that's what we are. We make something out of nothing. And you know what I'm saying? We carry these babies. You know what I'm saying?
I was just going to say, we make life, baby. We make life.
You can give a woman a piece of bread and she don't have no other nothing to make with that bread. She gonna give you a 5-course meal. We multiply whatever you give to us.
Because even in the Bible, how they say, in any words, a woman makes the house the home. You know what I'm saying? You got a house that ain't a home until a woman come in. So
I always say, pussy is the power. I'm sorry,
started
y'all.
with the P. Okay. Power of the pussy. Plain and simple. Period.
Yes, period. Yes, indeed. And I'm spiritual as well. So I like my spiritual life. Like I'm so tapped into myself that I'm able to read, like how people be like, oh, I read the room. No, you don't. No, you
Don't you
don't.
hate them fake ones?
Yeah, you couldn't read the room if the room came and smacked you in your face.
And it's like a lot of times they just jumped on the bandwagon and we already been with it and didn't know what it was. That's all. Yeah, just didn't know. Nobody was there to show us exactly what it was that we were into, or why we were into certain things, or why we were in tune to a lot, and we just stayed away from certain things. Of like, nah, I'm just gonna stay away from that person, having that discernment. Nobody really was there to teach us, and now that people were teaching us, all of a sudden everybody got it. You ain't got it. You ain't got it, baby. Nope. It ain't easy.
A lot of people don't even know what they have. Like I tell people all the time, because I be by myself. I be by myself, to myself, with myself. And the reason why I be by myself, to myself, and with myself is because that is the best place to be. And I'm not talking about just being isolated just to be isolated. I am isolated because that's where I choose to be. That is my happy place. I am happy with just being by myself.
And that's
I am fully healed.
Come on now.
That's a good thing.
I'm
because
fully healed.
That's the only just to piggyback off of what you just said. A lot of people don't know what they have in them is because they surround themselves with a bunch of people that they are allowing to pour into them and don't have an understanding of who they are, separated from everybody. So if you in your own space, getting your own time and have an understanding of who you are, you have a better understanding of showing up how you should show up. So when you decide to be in other people's company, you're not going to be a fucking chameleon there and just taking on everybody else's energy, because there's a lot of them out there. Lord knows I attract a lot of them. I used to attract a lot of them because I wrote that off. Like y'all can't come in here. Y'all can't be a chameleon if you're not your own self. Then just go eat.
Me too.
Yeah.
People mad at me to this day right now because I moved 1,500 miles away from them.
Well, I got her.
Yeah, she got me here. But I'm just saying, people are mad at me because I didn't want to stay stuck in the same mental space.
Because, goddamn well, Baltimore, ain't it?
I got my mother out of there at the age of 7. Well, you was 30 what?
35.
At the age of 7, I want to say I had my awakening at 5 that I was tired of being in Baltimore.
Understood.
And I'm not talking about because of the environment was very important to me, but being as though that I am a earth sign, I can make the environment whatever I want.
Wherever you are. Absolutely. Absolutely. But absolutely.
The people that were in the environment was making things worse than what I was trying to make. So I was like, this is not for me. This is not good for my family. So at the age of 7, I said, Mom, I'm moving to Texas with my uncle. And she thought it was a jokey joke. No, ma'am. My mother, for Christmas, my mother bought me this suitcase that can pack all 400 and something Barbies that I had. I packed all 400 and something Barbies. You outfits. And I left.
And we said this on another show too. We did. Yes.
Yeah.
I left.
Yeah.
And my mother came.
She did though. She really came to me. And this little girl had everything under the sun. So it wasn't, yes, it was material, but our household was not happy.
We had good days and bad days, and I was tired of it.
It was not happy. It was not happy. So, again, that was talked about on another show. I was in an abusive relationship. And she said at 7 years old, I'm sick of this shit.
Because the kids know.
I'm sick of hearing it.
Children know. Children know early. Because I watch how my little one, don't like to be in certain people's energy. I had a friend come to see me. He from here, but he was in Atlanta or whatever. And I already know his energy is a little shaky any goddamn way. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. So I went outside to talk to him, and when I say my son kept turning away from him, he was like, So I sent him in the house, and I was like, I said, that's a damn shame. I said, my son even know that you shaky. The kids, they know. It's like he don't even want to come nowhere near you. He just kept turning and the whole time. I was like, that's the kids. They have that discernment. We don't be looking at it sometimes, but they be knowing. Like, that's not for us.
Because we be all as children, we be already open.
Yep.
Like how people use your imagination. That's not your imagination. That's your intuitive, divine person. That's your divine being.
Yeah. So I listen to my 2-year-old. He be 3 or whatever. So I listen to him when he say certain things or whatever. Just have an understanding, like he kind of know what he's talking about or whatever. And one thing that I took with me, I can't remember where I got it from, but it was definitely something that I definitely took with me, was the simple fact that because we like to take ownership for our kids. And I had learned, it stuck with me, that we don't own our kids. We are here to guide them, and they are here to teach us. And it made all the sense to me. Like, all the sense. The birth control do so much to you. Or whatever. And you're gonna have to probably filter out your blood system to get them clots out.
Yeah, I'm on blood thinners, but I'm trying to clean out the lymphatic system next with some herbs.
Absolutely.
With some herbs. So if you do,
I would suggest lymphatic massages. If you it's something that you can actually learn yourself. Your daughter can learn it to actually help you, or whatever. Because it's a pretty easy course or whatever, but it definitely pulls the tissue and the muscles or whatever. Because my girlfriend, she's having issues with her shoulder, and I just said it's time to me to start diving out there and start doing the shit that I know how to do. But the lymphatic massage, the healing, the lymphatic massage would definitely help you. And it's a course on I don't know if you heard of Udemy. It's a course on Udemy that will actually I think I have it. If I could gift it to you, I will. Or whatever, or maybe I can download it and send it to you, because I did download the class. I just didn't take it. I took a few other courses or whatever, but going through like an hour of it, I'm like, I already do this or whatever. And basically what it is just you pulling tension away, you pulling tension out of the body without really touching you. Like, it's
so it's like Reiki. It's like Reiki
it is
healing.
like Reiki healing, but it's like but it's like it's still a massage kind of technique. So like I'm kind of touching you, but I'm not. It's like I'm pulling. It's like just the with the lymphatic is that they're actually touching you, but with the healing is like they're touching you slightly, but it's like I'm doing this, but I'm not touching you, but I'm pulling. Look like I'm pulling shit from you, but I'm not touching you. But the shit's actually coming. I get what you're saying. Off of you, or whatever. And people are actually scared of that, because I healed this guy out of a cast. He didn't know what the hell was going on. He was actually getting a massage, but I was actually pulling the tension out of the leg without touching him at the same time, or whatever. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Like, that backfire. You can't heal everybody. That nigga tried to turn on me and everything, and and I wind up,
That is crazy.
Should have kept the leg in a cast.
He thought he was all good, and they always want to. A lot of times, things like that act stupid in the wrong places. So he acted stupid in my house, and he was acting stupid in my house, and I made a nigga walk. Walk on that foot.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Go on there, bop your ass up straight.
That's right.
What I always say is, let God be with you, because I can't.
And you heard that from Bulletins too.
Okay. And then this one guy I was trying to help. He had a gunshot wound, or whatever. He was receptive of it. He was like, he said, that shit. He said, you're not really touching me. He said, but I really feel that shit like coming, like pulling out. And then you get some people that's just terrified. They don't understand that you not really laying hands on them, but they actually feel shit moving around in their body. So they, now I'm the witch. I'm the witch now.
Negative energy.
So to each his own. But
That's that negative energy you
That's
pulling up off of
exactly
them.
what it is.
I healed the lady in Cheesecake Factory 2 months ago.
He sure did.
In the Cheesecake Factory.
And I was looking at my mother like, girl, you crazy as I don't know what. Until that lady put her arm down. I said, oh, never mind. She ain't crazy. Okay.
So, just real quick, the lady was sitting behind us, and we just, just had a nice conversation. You hear that noise?
Mm-mm. Like a scratching?
What is that?
I hear it, but I don't know what it is.
So, listen. So, there's a lot going on this ball game today.
The Spurs is here. I gotta put out some cards or something. Let me see what I got over here.
It's marching or
See
something.
Yeah, they sound like they
I'm trying to figure out. I do have some. Give me 1 second. I hear it.
Did you hear that?
Yes. When I said wait in the water, it stopped. And then it came back. Yo, somebody is walking, yo.
Let me get my energy back together.
So,
you were saying something about some cards.
I was saying that I need to pull them out because we was getting all this interference and all of that, So
somebody was walking. Is the cards a service that you charge for as well?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe we should pull out those cards because, again, it's about you and your businesses. Okay.
Okay. This is one of the services that I provide with my business, but I was pulling it out because it sounded like a message was going to come through. So
Yeah, absolutely. I'm saying, we filming, we televise in real life what's going to fuck on. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But it's a service that you offer, so
yes,
you market that. We're marketing that for you. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Makes
Okay.
all the sense.
So all the people that watch Rich Bulletins Uncut gonna be like, oh, I'm going to Jane to get a motherfucking reading.
You better be ready too.
They better be ready. So, I'm gonna introduce what's going on. So, a few minutes ago, y'all, we did have some interference. It sounded like we had some spirits walking on the video.
Yes, our protection. Look, the protection guardians in the video. That's what popped out. Go ahead.
So we had somebody walking. We protected over here. So,
the three of us.
Jane Gotti offers spiritual readings. That's what I call them, but she actually had the correct terminology. She offers spiritual readings that is a part of her business, and that is something that she does for people at a costly price. And Jane, what you gonna read to us today, honey? Let us
and tell us more about what you call the reading. Maybe we're not saying it right.
So I just call them readings. I call them intuitive readings because mostly I deal with oracle cards. I do have a few tarot decks, and I'm a visionary. So if I pick up a tarot deck, I like what the illustration looks like. It has to speak to me, and a lot of it tells a story. If it's not telling the story, I really don't try to jump in. That's why I really do the oracle cards, because it's an intuitive message. And then sometimes I don't pull out no cards, and I just tell it what it is, like whatever, just it comes over me. And when I do the readings, it'd be like, okay, I don't know. The cards is basically telling me, I don't know what you got going on. I don't know your business. I'm just telling you what's going on, right? Or whatever. Because a lot of times it's funny because I like when I do first reads for people. The most times I do the first reads, they be bawling. Like I had them in there crying. Which is, I like it because I know I'm doing. I'm like, okay, well, I'm reaching. I don't even know where I'm actually pulling from. Of course, I'm pulling intuitively or whatever, but it just let me know that I got the gift. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just making people bawl, teary eyed and stuff or whatever. Just giving them intuitive messages.
Well, I definitely need to come to you after this show because I need you to read me.
I call these my grandma cards because because they give off more what I want to say, like a deep type of ancestor type of messages or whatever. So this is one of my favorite decks. One of my decks just disappeared. I couldn't even tell you. Actually, two of my decks disappeared.
Maybe you ain't need to read them.
Or whatever. So I wound up purchasing one over. And then I still haven't found the other deck. But this is like my other go-to. The first card that pops out, it was a protection guardian. Basically like dropping a shield. Shields to drop from all this interference. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes. The other one is spring until your seeds are grown. Drum, dream, and journey. And connect with your emotions. And at the bottom, the White Witch, which makes all the sense. It got the owl in there. This basically, to me, is like a foundation of knowledge. Some of this in, you know what I'm saying? Because this one was like drop your shields.
Okay. Wow.
So I know a lot of times we can be like overprotective of what we got going on. So overprotective where we're missing out on messages, and this message is probably for me as well, or whatever. We'd be so more protective of trying to keep what we have, and when you're attacked so much spiritually, mentally, physically, or whatever, it does make you put your guard up. You know what I'm saying? And then you have so much of a guard up that you tend to miss some things or whatever, and just to hear her footsteps walking around, because it sounded like it was in the phone, like somebody was really walking. To me, it sounded like somebody was walking in the phone. Or whatever. I'm looking at the phone like, what the hell is going on here? Or whatever. So that really would make me pull my cards out. But like, yeah. You know, and a lot of times
it sounded like you had the Smurfs watching over there. Like they was on the table.
Nothing going on.
Boom, boom. That's all you heard. Oh, God.
You know, so I said, well, clearly it's a message that need to come through, you know. And when anytime I'm talking to somebody in the message, I was like, it a lot of times it'd be for both of us or all of us, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So that message definitely was for me, because I know I stay protected so much or whatever that when the messages are coming through from the ancestors, we're missing them. We're missing them because we're so guarded in certain aspects that we kind of miss it when the message actually comes in. Another the card is a water guardian. It's called connect to your emotions, connect with your emotions. And just me, I know I'm not I say I'm not an emotional person, but I am. I got this, you know. You know, it's a lot of time it's a defense mechanism from where we come from or whatever, and we don't want to connect with it because it takes us to certain aspects that we don't want to really visit. But sometimes those emotions help us get through some things if we just ride the emotion out. Because sometimes it's an emotion, it comes and it goes. It's like a wave or whatever. So if we allow just to go ahead, cry it out, boo-hoo it out, you know what I'm saying, scream it out or whatever, just be able to connect with the emotion is just basically telling yourself, I'm alive. I'm alive. I feel things. I'm supposed to feel things. And it's okay to feel this way. And even though I may not want to feel like this way again, but it's okay that I feel it because I'm acknowledging. Because a lot of times we don't take the time to acknowledge that we are hurt, that we feel a certain type of way or whatever, just to deal with it, get on with it. But a lot of times we don't want to deal with it. We just get on with it. And it keeps coming up in our lives where it make you deal with it. Mm-hmm. So it's best to just kind of deal with it now. Now it's like, okay, fuck it. I'm just going to have to deal with it now because I don't want to deal with it later because I'm manifesting all these great, wonderful things for later. And I might as well deal with this shit now because it's going to keep popping up. And then it says dream and journey. And I don't know. To me, it sounds like what I want to say, like a direction that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Hold
Those
on, Jane. Hold
okay.
on. What the fuck is that?
Okay, that was actually somebody coming down the steps that time.
Oh, okay. Hold on. But for a minute, it sounded like somebody was talking, though. It sounded like somebody was talking.
Steps, some old basement steps be talking, they be creaking.
Hold on, Jane. Hold on. So go ahead. Let her go. Go ahead, boo.
So with the dream and journey, I really, to me, it's like, speaking to me, like basically to follow your dreams. It's going to be a journey to follow your dreams or whatever. But it's like multiple, it has multiple directions on it, but not really. It's like it's pointing a certain way. It's pointing up or whatever. So it's like having a lot of choices, but really only a few directions that you're actually supposed to go. So you got your dreams and your journey. They gotta come together. Like it says it's a dream and journey or whatever. So the drum and the beat, it gotta go together. It has to be fine tuned. That's what I want to say. It's a fine tune to the journey, and it's just it to me. It's just like it's time to turn the dreams into journeys versus dreams, because once you wake up, it's over with. Unless you decide to run with it. You know what I'm saying? You pick up that dream and run with it, and then the dream becomes a journey. And then the next card is the rabbit. Let your seeds grow or whatever. So to me, the rabbit is always fast paced. The rabbit is fast paced. So, and I've been saying it's harvest time anyway, because a lot of us have sowed the seeds or whatever. And I know if you're feeling anyway like me, that it was like, I'm trying to figure out where the fuck are they at? Like I sowed seeds long ago. Like it just went off the screen.
I know. We were just like, she coming back.
Because I'm like, I'm dumbfounded. I'm sitting here, I'm talking, and it's like all of a sudden it went back to my home screen. So as I was saying,
As we were saying.
as I was saying,
I'm not blaming you, but I feel like there's something spiritual going on for real.
it is. And the fun thing about it is making me want to do a read. It's making me want to do a collective read when I get off the phone with you. Like for real. I was like, well, okay, since you go ahead. I like it. Since you're gonna keep on stopping me, let me keep on doing it. Like you want to stop? I was like, if you stopping it, I'm trying to stop it. It's gonna make me want to do it more. So go ahead and keep on trying to stop what I'm doing. But it's like
I need to read it.
Letting me know some things. I'm recognizing some things right now.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna have to bring a thing after the podcast, Miss J.
okay, definitely. So like I was saying about the rabbit and about the harvest growing, a lot of times it be small things that are growing, that those seeds that we sowed a long time ago, they're actually helping them grow. But the seed is just getting bigger and bigger. The seed that you sowed is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It's still in the ground. And once it's actually harvest time, it's gonna seem like it popped up so fucking fast, so big. It's gonna seem like it's happened overnight, and that's really not the case. You know what I'm saying? I learned that about a bamboo tree. A bamboo tree will be in the ground for five years before it even sprout. And once it sprout, it winds up, it's the tallest tree ever. But a lot of us been buried for 4, 5, 6 years. You know what I'm saying? Just growing bigger and bigger. Wind up being like you done outgrew the forest, the whole forest. You just this whole bamboo tree that's taller than everybody, but it took you 5 years to actually sprout or whatever. And it's more, to me, I think it's more of a humbleness of I've been in the dirt, like but also a wake up call because you can motherfuckers will look at you like, yeah, you in the dirt, 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 and now you out of the dirt. You be like, damn, nigga, you way out the dirt, and will never be in the dirt again unless somebody chop you down. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. And they can't because they can't. That's what it is. They not and they can't. And like the last one was the white witch or whatever, which is something I always consider myself. I'm not loose with the witch word or whatever. It is what it is. We know it came from men that wanted to make it bad or whatever. I call myself an alchemist, if anything, or whatever. But it says to be the light, and that's something that I always rock with, like being a light, being a beacon of light, to bring the light into people's lives or whatever. Just shining, just being yourself, it draws people in or whatever. And of course it draws people in that you don't want. Be like, no, this light wasn't for you. But it's like telling the moth not to go to the light. Whether it's a black moth, bad moth, a sick moth, they still gonna go to the light because that's what they're attracted to, which a lot of people are attracted to the light or whatever. But this one
darkness is always attracted to the light.
Always. But it's also connected to the owl. The owl is of knowledge or whatever. So not only are you a beacon of light, you're a beacon of light with knowledge. And a lot of us don't even have the understanding that we got it in us. It's like people ask me, well, where you get this from? And this and that to the third or whatever. Like, of course I come through with confirmation. Like I'll look up something that just came through and I know the answer to that. I know what that is. I know what this is. You know what I'm saying? And it comes through intuitively or whatever, and be like, well, let me make sure. It is, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is to have that genuine.
But your discernment didn't already told you.
Already done told me, but ain't that motherfucker doubt come in and be like, but you know what you're talking about. I mean, like, yes I do. Just sitting there doubting yourself, like, okay, this is what I know. You know what I'm saying? Like spiritually, like it what they call a download. Like you sit there, you get the downloads. I don't know, you get the ringing in your ears. Y'all heard that? You get the ringing in your ears. It's a download that you may get later on. Or whatever. I never knew what that was. It was like, my ears ringing. You hear that? And everybody looking at you crazy.
My ears been ringing for 5 years.
Huh? You say your ears been ringing?
My ears been ringing for almost 5 years.
I had to make sure I heard it right. Not constantly, but it rings periodically for 5 years. You've been getting downloads for 5 years. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, it's like a zip file. You get the download, your ears ring.
Right.
And it's a zip file. And something that you go through in life or something that you just may go past triggers it. It unzips. And the next thing you know, you like, damn. Now that should all make sense. You know what I'm saying? Those are the crazy downloads or whatever it is. That's what it is. That's all I can say. Is that's hard for me to explain. But that's what it really winds up being. It winds up being a zip folder, and then all of a sudden it's something that triggers that zip folder, and next thing you know, you got all this knowledge, or you have a full understanding of why you went through this or why you went through that, or you know what I'm saying, this is better off on what you want later on. Mm-hmm. Or whatever. And this is one of my favorites. I had to repurchase it. I had to repurchase this deck because it disappeared. Or whatever. Y'all probably hear that. Y'all heard me say that before? That I had 2 decks that disappeared?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was the deck that I had that disappeared. I can't find the other one to actually repurchase it, but this is one of my favorite. I'm gonna just let whatever pop out. But a lot of cards popped out with this deck. It's my favorite. It's my favorite deck anyway. It's the Angels and Ancestors. Like the other one that I had was the same, but this one was a little different. This one is a Wisdom of Oracle cards. It was a favorite deck of mine, so I know it's gonna give us a wonderful message. I'm more of a pop out person. Mm-hmm. I don't really flip cards out. I rather the deck just go ahead and speak. I don't read in reverse. Only time I may read a card in reverse is if it's heavily on me to be like, okay, it's reverse. But for the most I don't read in reverse. I do read from the floor. If it popped out, I'm locking it out. Oh my God. I'm like, can we get one? One try to pop out,
Right.
but it didn't
You
pop out.
you're doing what you tend to do.
And then we can move on. But I wanted to pull the babies out. Okay, too many came out. I'm just pulling the last one. And it says go the distance.
Wow.
And like I say, I'm a visionary. So it's a Jaguar, but the end of the Jaguar, I don't know if y'all can really see, like, it's disappearing. Right?
Yeah. Wow.
So to me, going the distance is basically getting to the next level, but also losing the old part of you. Like, she's losing, she going so fast that the shit is falling off, or like speckles is falling off or whatever. She's still whole. She's still looking whole, but it's like she's evolving into something different, going the distance. And a lot of times that's what we got to do when we go the distance on our journeys or whatever. Just basically kind of confirm a lot of stuff that I pulled up from the last deck. Going the distance of becoming the new person, the better version of self. Like I had a friend tell me, and I love that in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, going the distance for the finish line. He always tell me, and it's something that stick with me. He was like, it's not a race, but it's a marathon. You got to keep moving. You know what I'm saying? You got to go the distance or whatever. And that's just where I'm at. I know I need to go the distance to the next level or whatever. Like, I think everybody else, a lot of people get stuck with those same stripes or them same spots as we talk. And then, you know, when you go on a distance, like, a lot of people tend to fall off because they so used to you having certain spots or stripes or whatever. That's what they used to. You becoming and evolving into somebody else, and you're not that person, and they finishing by themselves. You know what I'm saying?
They get mad because you going to the finish line and you leaving them
Absolutely.
behind. I ain't no rapper, but I just rap.
Yes, exactly.
And what did I just say earlier? I said people mad with me right now because I went the distance.
To become somebody better and different. And you had to do it by yourself. Damn. Definitely. Thank you.
A little bit of sprinkler.
Huh?
I said, you said that she went there by herself, and I said, just with a little bit of sprinkler.
I said almost. I remember baby girl was always a part of that. Definitely won't forget that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome, though.
Everything that you are saying resonates.
I'm glad.
With exactly how I think. When I plant my feet, when I rise up, because I'm a queen.
Absolutely.
Okay, I don't wake up. I rise up. All right? Because I ain't going to no funeral.
Okay.
I'm rising.
No
all right? So I ain't waking.
Like, no wake up.
Okay?
I'm woke. I know that's right.
So when I plant these feet on the floor, everything that you just said on all of those cards is what I think every day.
I know that's right.
Every day.
See, that's what I be needing.
So thank you.
I be needing a confirmation. I hate people like, I be like, well, how was the reading? You're welcome. But I knew that reading was for all of us.
I mean, well, both of the cards is really reading to
No,
both of us.
The only card that I felt like really was for me is when you say stop being so guarded, because I'm always guarded. I stay guarded. I don't let my guard down for nothing. Like, that's just me. That's why I said after the podcast, I gotta come to you.
No problem.
But when she said that you are going the distance and the things dropping off of you, that's you.
Okay. Yeah, because she was pointing at you, and a few cards I pulled out, she did point to you.
Yes.
So I guess you don't feel like something.
Go ahead.
So you feel like all of your seeds that you sowed and came out, they came out in harvest time. You do?
Yeah, but not my new ones yet. Not my new ones.
Not your new ones, but all your old ones.
Not my new ones. The things that yes, all my old ones have already harvested.
And that's what she said.
Listen though, I manifest this life right now that I have. In the new life, because I'm about to transition into my 25. So the life that I'm creating for my 25 is going to be completely different, and it hasn't came about yet.
That's what she said. That's what she said, though.
I'm agreeing with her. I'm telling her yes.
So yes, it
But
was
no,
more
because
cards.
the other
It
hand,
was more cards that were for you then. That's what I'm saying. I just want you to say it. But I got you though. I got you on your priority.
Well, I went to Mergenthaler, so I got all of the comprehension of the
Okay,
cards,
I'm a Merva Mustang too. I came out 97, baby.
well, excuse me, ladies. Excuse me, ladies.
I got all of the I got all of the confirmation, comprehending, all of the seeds.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, Merva, we technical.
All of the seeds. She always be teasing me about that. That is so funny. But yeah. Yeah, that was class of 91, baby.
I know that's right. My sister went. My sister, she 91. Yeah. If I'm not, yeah, she came out 91. Mervo. You probably know her face. Her name was Katrina Jackson.
Yeah, right.
I like that C-O-N.
Is that the person that we have?
No, I got a Katrina that I'm interviewing on Sunday, but her name is something else. But I'm looking for a Katrina Jones. That's crazy.
Okay.
Her name's Self-Made.
Yeah, it's C-O-N. Her name is spelled different. It wasn't the regular Katrina. It's C-O-N or whatever. But she went to Merrill too. Yeah, Katrina.
Okay. I got you. So
yes, ma'am.
So, we got more cards or no?
Yeah, we done. I just, I ain't want to overwhelm. This be a whole podcast about me pulling cards. Now, I wouldn't mind doing it. I definitely wouldn't mind, just one day. But I can't. I don't want to be here. I want to be in a space where I can just pull out a lot of cards and just,
Okay.
Yeah, you feel me? Gotta be in it.
Then we can do part two.
Absolutely.
We can do a part two.
Yeah, that's why I was saying I would love to do a part two and just working that a clear space. But I do what I do. I create out of chaos. I still creating chaos. So I'm definitely dangerous, but I don't.
I know.
I don't want to be in chaos all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
We heard you. You said you put the carpet. There was no carpet in the building, and you got carpet in pictures. Okay. And then you got a whole store.
A whole store, man. I'm telling you, I got shelves. They bought shelves in there. I have a jewelry display in there. Like, it looks wonderful in there. Like, if somebody thought that I actually put the money into it, just nothing but gifts from God, the universe, or whatever. It was the ancestors were blessing me. They were like, "Look, you took this leap, and we're gonna help you here." Or whatever. Like, the location is up and coming, but saying it was still a power move for me.
If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they paid to see a show, got the South overflow, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma raise a toast to the goat, yeah.
Or whatever, just to see what I can do on my own.
Agree. So, a general question would be, how do you juggle it all, being an entrepreneur and a parent? Like, how do you juggle it all?
I have no idea. I'm telling you, I have no idea. I just was like, I call it a woman thing or whatever. It's just something like that Wonder Woman thing.
Right. And, we definitely understand that, the woman thing, because
it's like
single parent, business, nursing.
It's like it's designed, like we designed to do it you know what I'm saying, without even thinking sometimes or whatever, because I be burnt out. You know, I got a 2-year-old or whatever, and I be trying to make a lot of things happen. It's and I, you know, a lot of times I feel like I don't be doing enough. But trying to juggle everything, like juggle the kids or whatever, and trying to have a business and like, what is it? What it does sleep mean? Because a lot of times it be like, ain't no such thing. There's no such thing as sleep, and then if I do fall asleep, I'm working in my sleep. I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do the next day, or what I should do, or why this certain shit's not working. Let alone have time for a relationship or whatever, or some dumb shit. Because it's always some dumb shit or whatever. It's hard. I can't even. I don't have a formula of being a mom, entrepreneur, or whatever. I just, like, God, he set me up to be some type of fucking superhero to do this or whatever. Like, yeah, you got this. You're all right. Exactly. Like that. I do have an understanding that I'm not average. So I could claim that, like, just not being an average female out here. That helps. I think like I said, being a natural hustler, that kind of helps. So it's like, because how they say they're gonna want the money, rain, sleet, hail, snow. And that's how I'm looking at it. Like, I want my money rain, sleet, hail, snow. Like, I'm coming out here in the rain, because people spend their money in the rain. And that's how I'm really looking at it. But a lot of times, like, I ain't even going to sit here and lie. I'll be wiped out. I'll be drained out, in tears, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Because when you single doing it, like, you don't got nobody to be like, look, babe, help me out. Like, or whatever. I'm about to tear right now. You talking about you wanted some tears or whatever. Like, it'd be hard, like, especially, like, trying to, if I want to come home and get out, there's no such thing, like, talk about a support system. But I got one, but it's not as I would think coming back home, if that makes sense. I'm not even gonna really dive into that or whatever. I don't want that to take over or whatever. But it just also taught me that when I was in Atlanta, I was doing it. Like, with no family or whatever, because you know how it goes. Like, you may not have family there, but I got family there now. You know what I'm saying? Like, they became tribe, or what, the tribe. You know what I'm saying? Like, they helped me out or whatever, showed me directions that I was supposed to go or whatever. And it was a leap of faith that I needed to take to have an understanding. Like, no matter where I'm at, me and these kids, we gonna be good or whatever. People put that fear on you, like, no, you need us, you need us, you need us, you need us. And then you be like, I don't need y'all motherfuckers, because y'all got some children. And a lot of the time, they need you. That's what it really is. A lot of time they need you and what you bring. And that's what really boils down to it. But I'm steering away from the question, but it just kind of still took me there or whatever. I'm just superhuman. That's it. But I still bawl and I cry, because I be wanting to do more, and it's hard being a parent. But what I know I'm not going to do is give up.
Right. From what I'm seeing is, you're a person like me. You can put you in the middle of the ocean.
Oh yeah, or have a boat.
Okay.
They gonna try to figure out how the fuck this bitch got a boat in the middle of the ocean. Some things came by. Look, sound like a pastor. I had a few things come by.
Look, MIA came to help you out.
It was a baseboard.
You heard me. I said MIA came to help.
What you say?
I said MIA came
okay.
to help me.
Yes, she did. I'm like, look, she helped me walk on water. I'm like, shit, I don't even know how to swim, but I made it, okay? They be trying to figure out how you made it. And that's one thing that I always say, like, with especially being not trying to be, being an entrepreneur and a parent. A lot of times I'll be feeling like I'm drowning. And every time I think I'm drowning, God just showed me, like, you're a mermaid. Fuck. Hey, can't drown them, man. What are you talking about? Like, get your ass out there and get your flapping.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what I wanted to say was being an entrepreneur will really show you the godliness in you, the strength in you, the weakness in you. Yeah. Like being an entrepreneur can show you a lot of things that you didn't know about yourself. So I totally agree about what you're saying. Definitely.
You ain't never, and then you see it in other people. You see it in other entrepreneurs. You see, because I see it, you know what I'm saying, being around. Because it's like when you become an entrepreneur, it's like now you got all these entrepreneur friends or whatever, which makes sense. Because like they say, be around people that's doing the same thing that you're doing or better. So it actually makes sense. So now most of my friends are actually entrepreneurs or becoming entrepreneurs, or whatever. But I watch how some of them operate that dark side. You know what I'm saying? That the competition or whatever. And baby, I don't do competition. We could be doing the same motherfucking thing, but guess what? You're not me. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. That people be thinking about the wrong shit in business as well. And that's when you come competition. Like Nike ain't worried about Reebok or Adidas. Burger King ain't worried about McDonald's or fucking Chick-fil-A.
They getting that money.
They getting that scroll. And Nikes and Adidas, they grandchildren
Okay.
hang out with
Exactly. Because money gonna hang out with money.
They ain't worried about that.
Okay.
They getting it.
They
Nope.
ain't worried about that. They eat Thanksgiving.
Exactly. Because money gonna hang with money all day. Period. No matter what's it.
Thank you. I tell people all the time. It don't matter that Joe Blow down the street is doing what you doing. Don't worry about that. Worry about drive your own car.
You telling them right.
If things pop up,
you know, it'd be so. Well, I don't know. I'm really with you. What you saying? But you know, it'd be somebody that be saying the opposite of what you be saying. Well, you know, everybody doing it. Everybody doing that. You know, how many people tell me, well, everybody doing jewelry. Everybody doing copper. Okay. All right. Well, let them keep doing it. They've been doing it. This shit been around for ages. Copper's been around for ages. But this ain't new. It's just reinvented, baby.
When people start comparing, you cannot. Hold on. When people start comparing, that's a sign of jealousy.
I had to learn that too. I had somebody that was staying with me. Ain't it like somebody staying with you, comparing themselves to you? And I'm like, oh, you got to go. I was like, because there's just no way you're going to sit here in my house and compare yourself to me. Like, why? Like, why would you even do that? Like, that doesn't even make sense. You sitting here like saying, you ain't no better than me and I ain't no better than you. Well, bitch, I never said that. Clearly, they are your feelings. Yeah.
But you're
thinking out loud. Out
jealousy.
loud.
Jealousy
out loud.
Yeah.
That's jealousy out loud.
And like, my thing is that we as minorities, we do not ever come together, help each other out unless it's some stuff behind it. I promise you. Like, I own a travel agency. I own my own cosmetics line. I'm coming out with my man cosmetics. And I'm diving into a whole bunch of other things as well. And people have literally became a partnership with me as a travel agent to own their own travel agency, just to say that I'm doing what Arion doing. But y'all not making the same money. Y'all not applying the same 24 hours that I'm applying. And when I apply. Because my end goal is to receive
that residual
money.
income.
Is to receive money. I'm not worried about you saying, yeah, I'm doing what Arion doing. Yeah, but you're not applying the same. You're not applying the same muscle.
Nope.
You're not applying the same muscle. You don't know what I know because you haven't been doing it that long.
But trying to outshine you.
I cannot educate you because you haven't. Right. You cannot I can't educate you you to show you how to make the money because you already think that you are ahead of me. You already think that you are above me. So I'm gonna let you show yourself that you really the bluff. I'm gonna let you show you that you ain't really the man or woman that you think that you is.
Nothing.
And I don't have to say nothing to you.
Nothing. Because once you separate yourself from that, there's like I say, there's no competition. When you separate yourself from it, they gonna see it. They gonna see it, and they be looking to get back. Because I watch people that's trying to get back right now. Like, don't flake with me. Like, I'm trying to help you. Like, I'm not at where I need to be or whatever, but I know where I'm going. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, then I'm showing you, you know what I'm saying, like some of the outlets that I know. I'm not trying to push you, like, you know, people feel like you pushing them or whatever. Well, if you feel like I'm pushing you, maybe you need a nudge. But I'm not pushing you into entrepreneurship when you're already doing it or whatever. I'm just giving you the nudge that you just may need, not forcing you to be at my level. I'm not, because everybody does their own thing in their own time, and like it may look like, okay, I just popped up and I had this business, but I've been grinding for years. It's nothing new. Yeah, I've been planting
them
seeds.
seeds.
It's just, okay, sometimes we plant certain seeds, you know, if the ground ain't right, ain't nothing popping out. So I had to dig some of them seeds up and plant them elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because the ground is dead. What you gonna get out of it? Nothing. So, you know, and that comes with people too. You can be planting seeds in people, and if they dead, they ain't gonna get nothing. You ain't gonna get nothing but wasted time. And I had enough of wasting my time. I can't wait.
I can't do it. Yeah. I can't afford it. I can't afford that. I can't afford that brokenness no more. That's brokenness.
Broken mindset.
Broken people, broken minds. I can't.
Not at all.
I can't afford that brokenness no more.
You deal with crystals? Any?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't. I have them on my altar. I don't have them. The ones that I had under my pillow, they fell on the floor, so I didn't want to put them back underneath my pillow.
You know that's crazy.
So I haven't bought anymore.
That they fell on the floor. And they fell on the floor, and you don't want to put them back under your pillow. The thing is, when a crystal has done its job, it'll disappear. So when you want to use them for healing, it don't matter if they hit the floor or not, because there's no other energy that's touching it. It hit the floor, it's fine. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. Like, if it hit the floor and somebody else picked it up, you'd be like, okay. But you know what I'm saying, like with crystals, they've been through so a lot of people's hands. You got to cleanse them anyway. But if it just hit the floor, it doesn't give it. It's not like it's food. Like, you can't just pick it up and put it in your mouth or whatever. Like, you can actually still use those. What I will suggest is getting a clear quartz crystal. I usually got a spot where I can probably pick them up or whatever. But what are crystal shops like down there? Because they're kind of like far and in between in Baltimore.
Well, they got stuff everywhere, but I haven't been crystal shopping. I just mainly rely on my tongue to speak over my life.
I get it.
And then I have I'm one of those people. I don't know if that
it's fine. It's fine. I'm saying. But
no, that's not
what I will say, has it helped? Are you speaking enough? Are you speaking over you enough? Because like, you know, when I talk about crystals or whatever, I go by they are an accessory. I look at them as help. And being as though they come from the earth, they were created for a reason, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So it's not like that it's like, you know, some people are like, oh, that shit, like oracle cards, like, I know that's your Bible. Like, no, it's not. It's just, you know, a misunderstanding or whatever. So I look at them as accessories. Like, I kind of feel naked sometimes if I go outside and I don't have crystals, but I know I'm good. Or whatever. It's just like, okay, I don't have no jewelry on, I feel naked. Or whatever type of thing. But like, when it comes to the healing, now I'm just gonna put it out there, because I had a polyp on my uterus when I was pregnant with my son. And she let me see it. She was like, "Can I take a picture of it?" I was like, "Yeah, go ahead," or whatever. So it was about this big. Like, it's huge or whatever. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, or whatever. So they were like, and it was early in my pregnancy, and they was like, they wanted to remove it by the time I turned 12 weeks. And I refused.
I'm a star, brand new keys to car. I'm the boss and the king and the czar. Got me so high, so addicted, telling me I'm the only queen of his heart. Guess I let you co-star. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they paid to see a show, got the South overflow, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no razor toast to the goat, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they flow, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no razor toast to the goat, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma be the best. You can bet I got the recipe. Mastermind, creator of this high vibe energy. Only thing
Music
I'm loyal to
licensing
is my
reimagined.
legacy. So quit testing me. Lot of commas in the bank, I'm a provider. Tell the amateurs stay in they lane, ain't no outsider. Bought a mansion in LA, right next to Mariah. Write a song, get filthy pay, price going high, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they paid to see a show, got the South overflow, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take overflow, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no razor.
Feel your healing. Yes, I can feel it. Yes, I can feel
And
it.
I love it because I know I have it, and I know it's time to start jumping out there. I say at least practice on my friends. Like shit, like I know I can practice on y'all for free. Like I know y'all let me practice on y'all for free, but long story short about the crystal.
Practice with us. Come on.
Okay, gonna bring them. But long story short about the polyp, what I did was I had a few crystals or whatever. I had a few clear quartz. I had 3 major ones that I used a lot, but I favored one for that particular polyp. So I prayed with it. I put it on, I slept with it. I put it in my underwear because that's where it was. It was down there, or I'll just put it on my side or whatever. But I prayed with it. And when I went back, it wasn't there. I probably was about 5-6 months pregnant, and it wasn't there. And the doula, the midwife, she had asked me because she seen me coming with all my rings and shit. She said, "What, you just kind of prayed it away?" I said, "Yeah, that's exactly what I did." Because the doctor, because she was adamant on getting me to remove it, and I'm like, "No, I'm not removing it. Like, it's not going to hurt my son. It's not hurting me. We'll remove it when they go take him out or whatever." But when the doctor was like, "What am I looking for?" You know what I'm saying? When he looking at it and this and that to the third, and he said, "So what, you kind of like just wished it away?" And I'm like, "Something like that." But when I talked to the midwife, she said something different. She was like, "What, you prayed with your crystals?" Like, "Yes, bitch, that's what I did. Stop playing with me. You see me coming here with these crystals all the time. They all over my body, around my neck, they're around my neck, they all around me. That's what I did." And the crazy thing is, they called me for months after I had my baby to get me to come in to do some tests. Y'all not gonna Henrietta Flack me. You're not gonna use my cells to try to help regenerate other people. No, you're not gonna do it. But long story short, I would start off with 1 for your lungs. Just 1. Clear quartz.
Okay.
And everything that you said prior, like, speaking over it, because you are the healer. It is in you to heal yourself. You can heal yourself or whatever, but it's nothing wrong with having some backup, baby. That's it. I want you to be well. I'm definitely coming out there. I'm definitely coming. Give me a reason to come to Houston. I had somebody. I was in Texas before. Oh Lord, that lady didn't like me. It was a friend that I had for a long time. Come to find out, she wasn't my friend. I was more of hers, but it works out. But yeah, I would definitely love to come visit. And lay some healing hands on there. I'm coming. I'm coming. I promise. I appreciate it. I take all of that.
She gave you a big hug.
It's funny. I get people. This lady was like, she's not a hugger, but I knew she needed one, and she took it, and she held me so tight. She was like, I'm not even a hugger. She was like, I don't even talk to people like that. But the lady, she comes and talk to me, and she was like, am I giving you too much of my problems? I was like, no, I got the face for it. I got the face for the problems. Bring them on, and I'm gonna help you. And she wound up getting a reading from me, crying in there. I had to close the doors. That's what I do. Like, I can close my doors and give people private readings then, or whatever. But that's my spiel. That's my spiel. So I love that. I like that post. You know, it's so funny you spelled it like that, because when I started rapping. That was my original name. It was Godmother, MUVA. That was my first rap name, Godmother.
See? I got the same gift you got, baby.
I know that's right. I really enjoyed this with y'all. I really did.
Yes.
I'm glad, whatever things you
We
asked
enjoyed
me
you
to
as
come
well.
in. I'm glad whatever you seen. I'm glad you asked me in.
Yeah. Well,
I'm glad I asked you too, because my spirit led me to you. That's just That's just what it is. I can't make up nothing. None of that. I always ask. I put up a post the other day. I always ask for my steps to be ordered in the right direction.
I know that's right.
So this is divinity.
Absolutely,
okay?
it is. It is. It definitely is.
Yep.
I love y'all energy too.
Thank you. Even in real life. Right. Yep. So much
I know.
go on. Yeah.
You got me rubbing my
leg.
Say? I feel like I'm feeling. I'm all rubbing my leg. We'll get you right though.
You getting sympathy pains over there. That's what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Though. Sympathy pain?
Thank you. You're gonna be all
Thank
right.
you.
It's more of, it's more empathy. More empathy thing.
Okay.
Because when it being an empath, you kind of feel people's pain. You can kind of or whatever. I don't know. I just started rubbing my leg all of a sudden. We can get you right though.
Well, what's crazy is the left leg is swelling, but I'm rubbing the right one.
I'm rubbing my right leg too.
Wow.
I'm rubbing my right leg too.
What you got going on?
I'm
rubbing the right.
Don't know.
I don't know if you can see me, but I'm rubbing the right one.
I can't see. I definitely can't see rubbing your leg. I can't see rubbing your leg.
Moving my arm.
Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
But
it's
so
probably more than empathy.
Just give us. Yes, absolutely. So real quick, give us a real quick rundown of Jane businesses. Real quick. What you do?
Okay, so you have Coppa Momma. I do the Coppa, the crystals. Pull a few out because I got a few on right here. These I call my little basic wraps or whatever. So you got your regular clear quartz, Dalmatian or whatever.
Lift them back up and put your hand behind it because you can barely see them. Okay, and describe what they are one more again.
So this one, the clear one, that's a clear quartz. That's what I was speaking of, like good for healing. And this is a Dalmatian jasper or whatever. So Okay. So besides that, I do a lot of the crystal healing. Of course, I did the reading, so I do my oracle readings. I have the makeup. I'm only doing the palette. So I have the So Below, because that's me. So that's my label. My other label is Diva Dame. I started Diva Dame, probably about 15 years ago. It was more on a music tip, but I switched it over to a whole diva type of, makeup thing. So the So Below one, it has the dark color palettes in there. I chose them myself. And then the As Above one, it has all the light colors in there. or whatever. And, of course I named them as above, so below. It made sense or whatever.
Below. Yeah.
And then I also do a matte lip, which I'm wearing today. I'm wearing all my makeup. So my eyeshadow is a mixture of yeah, gotta pop for the cause. Or whatever. So I'm wearing my makeup. This is the matte lip. I actually use this as a liner. Don't know what I did with the color that's on the inside. So my logo's on it. Put it upside down. So I got my logo on it or whatever. It's a matte lip. I love it. So I got it on the outside and different color on the inside, like a salmon color. Don't know where it's at, but I did pick a few colors. I got like a black, probably down to maybe like 4 or 5 lips about right now. It's time for me to reorder. And I also do on the Diva Dame line. I have a hairspray that's good to bring. It does a few good things. So like if you got braids, it'll take all the kink out. It's a good freshener for your hair. And you can also, men can use it in their beard. It's a good freshener for the beard. It has a little bit of like healing oil in it, and I put crystals in everything. So when it comes to the stuff that I make, it's crystals at the bottom of it. My shea butter has crystals at the bottom of it. And I also have a pain cream that I'm gonna send you as well. When I'm gonna send you guys like some earrings, something from Coppa Momma, just to show my appreciation. Yeah, I'm gonna send you the pain cream. I talked about the hair mist or whatever, and that's really kind of it on the products. I'm coming out with a product for like edges to bring your edges back. But I haven't actually started working on that yet. I don't know why. Like I'll be everywhere or whatever, but I know it will go hand in hand with the spray. But with the spray, I love that spray too. It'll bring a wig back real quick, like real quick, even a synthetic one or whatever. So
Arion gonna get some from me
because I got 5 billion wigs.
I know that's right.
So where can we find you at the flea market?
You can find me at Joppa Town Flea Market. There's 1000 Joppa Farm Road from Thursday to Saturdays, and Sundays you can catch me at North Point Flea Market. And then when it get warm, you liable to catch me at pop-ups on the corner.
And where are these being held at? Where can we find you as far as like the flea market? Because you named 2 different addresses and then the pop-up shop.
Okay, so
what city and state are you located?
I'm located in Baltimore, Maryland. The flea market in Joppa is in Joppa Town, Maryland. 1000 Joppa Farm Road, and then the one I'm at on Sundays is in Dundalk, Maryland. That's 2408 North Point Boulevard. You can catch me there with majority of my products. But if you want to get all of my products, you can catch me at the store where I carry the main stuff.
Okay, great. Okay. And do you have a website, Jane?
I am working from Etsy right now. I will be selling from Amazon very soon. Before Christmas, I will be selling from Amazon. But for right now, I'm working from Etsy.
Okay. And where can we find you on Etsy?
You can find me at etsy.com. Shop Coppa Momma Healing. Mm-hmm. And that's COPPA.
Awesome.
COPPA Coppa Momma. I don't want nobody messing wrong, saying Coppa, but they'll find me.
Yeah. And where can we find you on all platforms?
On all platforms, TikTok, IG, Facebook. You can find me under Coppa Momma Healing, and if you're looking for me personally, you can find me under Jane Gotti or official Jane Gotti.
Awesome. All right. Well, it was a pleasure having you.
It was a pleasure
tonight,
being here,
and thank you so much for. Yes, it was.
We did.
We had a slump.
Even with all the altars. All the energy in the building. I had a wonderful time with y'all.
Yeah. So it was a pleasure having you, and thank you so much for coming to Rich Bulletins Uncut. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. Anything? that you would like to say to Miss Jane? Oh, we gotta do takeaways, girl. We gotta do takeaways. So what's your takeaway, Jane?
Oh, you put me on the spot. Give me yours.
So your takeaway could be
Say it again.
to anyone. I said your takeaway could be any motivation that you can give to anyone or anything that any words that you would like to give.
My takeaway is be true to yourself and don't forget that discernment and that intuition, because it's going to take you so far. And do not side eye those people that you feel their intentions are not for you, because you feel it. And at this day and time, it's a lot of them out there. So have an understanding that a lot of these people are not your friends. They do not want you to succeed, and run with your intuition. If your intuition is telling you no, it's your no. Your first heart is your gut. That's your first heart. You feel it there, let that shit go. Pretty much. Period.
Period.
I'm gonna just go with Jane said. Listen to the gut. That's your first heart. I listen.
Your first heart.
You blew me out the water with that one. Okay.
My takeaway would have to be nice, be kind, give while you're here, because we're all here for a reason, a season, and a lesson. And just be as kind as you can to others. But if others are not being as kind, you limit your energy and you make sure that you move on the way that you need to move on. Love yourself, stay with yourself, and don't ever overfill someone else's cup other than your own.
Ooh,
Okay.
yes. I say I feel that one. Definitely. We'll do it. We will be out here filling everybody's cup. And they just running off.
Yeah, they gone.
Make sure you have something to drink for yourself.
They tell you on the plane, put your mask on first.
Have you been crowned by Coppa, Mama? You better get with it. Got a good old tourmaline. Some nice old crystal earrings. These mines, though. I do custom. Don't forget I custom. Have a wonderful day. Stay healed.
Well, it was a pleasure having you, and thank you so much for coming to Rich Bulletins. Well, Rich Bulletins Uncut.